This is not going to be a huge hooking or quick responding ball. I think this is going to be a more continuous ball where it's not going to stand up and go forward. Nice shot. Good adjustment there. What's up, guys? Brunsnick's back. It's time to introduce the Hammer Hazmat Pearl. Now, the Hazmat Pearl has HK22 Semtex Pearl cover, all wrapped around that Hazmat symmetrical core. Now, I can't wait to see what this one does on the lanes for me with SPECTO running, of course. But before we get to all that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see what this Hazmat Pearl has for me out on the lanes. All right, new month, new hammer. It's exciting times. I love reviewing all of our product, but Hammer always seems to get the most buzz. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about the Hazmat Pearl. It's all wrapped around that original Hazmat core. Let's take a look at those numbers. RG, pretty low, 2.479. Differential, pretty high, 0.55. And it's got that HK22 Semtex Pearl cover. It's got that compound finish. Cool looking ball. This is a wild looking hammer ball. So we're bowling on Crown Jewel, my favorite, house shot, whole bunch of oil in the middle, not a lot to the outside. So it's gonna be fun. We play it out, move it in, got SPECTO running, so let's see what happens. We're gonna start on 15, like we always do. Always drift a little once we start with our feet. But let's see what this does, playing straight, and see what this does as we move in. Oh, yes. I knew it was hooking. I knew that ball wasn't going to go straight all the way. Tripping fours on the very first shot. Already can put this ball in the A+ column. Trips fours. Does it leave a solid 8-pin? We'll see. I don't know. I feel like it's been a little while. I need to leave one in a bad way, don't I? All right. Let's try that again. So maybe throw it a little different. First shot out of the gate, you never know. Uh-oh, that's even more. Whack! Get that out of there. All right, so I didn't think I could miss further in, but here we are. Here we are. Well, I did throw it different. Not quite the way I wanted to. What I wanted to do was throw it out a little bit further to the right, towards the dry. But I got that all backwards. I fell asleep during that class, and this is what we get. Better. All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this first zone conquered. Pretty good. Trip 4, slap that 9 out, and then whatever that was, which was awesome. Let's start moving it. You know, I did like the Hazmat, the original. The solid was a little strong for me for what I needed for the kind of stuff I bowl on. But that hybrid and that original one, it seems so long ago. Like a year ago? I don't know how long now. Maybe even more. What do you say? Oh, get that 9 out of there. So, moved in, gave it a little bit more swing. Got a lot more pop on the back. So far, we got a perfect review. 4 shots, 4 strikes. Would be pretty sweet if I just struck every shot. I mean, that's a lot of strikes. If I do that, I mean, that's, what, 300 game, right? The immaculate review. Is it possible? I don't know. It's usually not what I'm after. I'm looking for strengths and weaknesses of a ball. And a lot of times I throw it like that. You know, someone once said I just get in my own head sometimes doing these reviews, you know, pandering to the camera, whatever. But I have fun doing these things. I externalize everything I'm thinking for the most part. All right, so it didn't like that last shot. I kind of gunned it, got it out. Didn't like it. Let's go back to throwing it how I was before. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got it in. Need a little rosin. All right, second zone was okay. Iffy. You know, maybe if I skip a zone, I find that to be a thing a lot. There's that big dot, that 20 board spot where I start. Not always great. Let's move it in. We're in a 25 now. There we go. I feel better now. A little dab of rosin. Much better. Hold, hold, hold. Yes. It was kind of similar to that last shot, except change where your feet are, change your launch angle, and you hit more oil down the lane. You just cover more oil, holds pocket. So difference between 4-pin and dead flush, holding pocket. I mean, that was a 5-board move. So makes you think sometimes. You know, when you're making your adjustments when you hit transition, you know, 2-in-1 move, is that enough? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's do that again. I'm gonna give it just a little more swing. What do you say? Get out of there. All right, labored a little bit. A little more swing, labored. Okay, so there's one adjustment I can make. What's that adjustment? It's always add up a little bit more at the bottom, you know? And I know I have my rev rate set as just kind of a range. So when I hit up on it a little harder, I'm gonna get a little more RPM on it. That range you see on the SPECTO is about where I fall in. I usually go lower RPM when I'm playing out, and I gradually increase as I move in. So this one I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more hand into the ball and get it out. Let's see what happens. Kaplow. Didn't quite get it out, but I felt like I could do it harder. I don't know. Felt like I projected it, but whatever. We're gonna move in now. We're gonna move another 5, will be 30. So 15 left from the original spot. Now we're gonna see. I'm starting to hear the ball flaring all the way around the ball. I always get that with the symmetrical balls only, for me personally. You get that ball flaring all the way around, it clips the thumb on the back flare. What do you say? Yeah. Yeah, that thing hooked. Holy cannoli, as Phil would probably say when his ball hooks too much. All right, so it is responsive. Once I get it, my angle is open a little bit and hit that dry at a better spot. It doesn't hang. It actually responds hard. This is not going to be a huge hooking or quick responding ball. I think this is going to be a more continuous ball where it's not going to stand up and go forward. Nice shot. Good adjustment there. Didn't quite get it out as wide. Didn't try to hit as hard. Because if the ball's going to show me that it has a lot more oomph off the spot, I'm not going to try to help it. It's when I feel like it needs a little help, that's when I'll give the help to it. One more shot in that zone. Let's see, I'm feeling 8-pin here. I'm feeling it. Maybe, that might be 8-pin. Ah, rep 10, okay. We got one zone to go for this Hazmat Pearl. Been a cool ball to throw. The colors actually blend in pretty nice going down the lane. They kind of all just are, you just see a blue, really. You don't see none of the white offset, really. So let's move left. That will be 20 left of where we began this journey. Yes, hook. It hooked. Yeah, I saw the whole way that it was hooking. I wasn't yelling hook for it to help. That thing started digging in, probably around the 35-foot mark, somewhere in there. And I knew a little bit of trouble there. All right, let's open up the angles a little bit more, huh? Goodness gracious. When this ball decides it wants to hook, there's no stopping it. What a ball. Shouldn't be able to do that with a symmetrical ball, but here we are. Here we are. So we're gonna throw one more shot in this range. I felt like that was a good adjustment to what I saw in the first one. I feel like I was maybe a little faster with the speed just to delay that ball from hooking down lane more. Delay that hook, and then it came back strong. It's got that 10 pin right off the deck there. Hold, hold. Oh, got lucky. Got that in, I think, because it definitely skated a lot further down the lane. All right, so where do I move? Where's the best zone? I mean, I struck pretty much in the first zone pretty well. Is that the best zone? I don't know. That's a good question. Second zone wasn't great. Third zone, I don't remember. Fourth zone, I don't know. Let's go back 5. How about that? 5 was pretty darn good, I think. This last one where I wrapped 10 the last shot. Yeah, I think we can work off that. Yeah, that's it. Oh, all right, finally left one. So at least we know that this ball's got some oomph on the back. Finally left a 9 pin. Didn't quite get that 8 pin like I wanted, but that's all for this Hazmat Pearl from Hammer. New release, got that HK22 Semtex Pearl cover. Hope you learned a little something about this ball. Please subscribe to the channel and check out the crew memberships. See you all on another video.